What the hell? What are you doing? Oh, my terminal is screwy. That's better. Don't do that again. Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation. And welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for over a year, and one day away from being 4 months and counting, because that's right, the daily stream streak remains strong. I'm here to open my office doors to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, more on them in a minute, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we are here for approximately the next 90 minutes for today's Containment Hazard Assessment Team briefing. But before I get to my stream subject, followed by general Q&A, allow me to start with a little bit of housekeeping. Starting with CD23, congratulations on being the #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment Team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. Alongside you, Mamori, Amber, Dr. Frogman, Blue Phantom, Cody Clough, hey, been a minute, hope you've been doing well. Rosemary, Foxpax, 053 the Kid. Everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here as members of Site 42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, Aflac, also you for the member thing, and way to get there right under the door. I hope you Indiana Jones reached back and got your cool hat for getting in right under the last second there. Furthermore, interns, Yusavar, Malachi, 100 Stars, Froggy, Thunder Hero, Black Moon, Queen, Friendly, Bilingual, Goober, Hamahavel, Dabzilla, and Musical Sand. Thank you all for being here punctually, and thank you for being here, interns, just for being you. Now, today's stream is sponsored by... YouTube has been messing with the inputs on the back end here. My problem opening things was that it kept changing the format of the boxes. I had to refresh the page. But apparently we have Super Chat and gift goals. And so, what I'm going to do right now is we're going to have a test. A test. So, let's say if we get a total of, it wants you to do a number of Super Chats. It wants you to do a color of Super Chats. So you know what, let's just say teal and higher. So that's $5 approximately and higher. If we get 50 Super Chats, within an arbitrary time minute, let's say within 1 hour from the start of stream, share how you'll celebrate. Dr. Sherman will put on the donut costume. I provide no further context for that, but that is our sponsorship. Let's see if we hit the super chat goal that YouTube wants us to test out and see if it works. And we are also sponsored by Puppy of Interest 42, codenamed Charlie, who is of course here to come say hello to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. The sweetest pumpkin at Site 42 with a big yawn and a sweetie face below her big ears says hello. She is also going to receive her chat mandated treat. You're welcome. And you're welcome. Now I do realize I do not have any wipes with me, so the allergy battle continues. Dr. Chair, keep them entertained for a moment. Yes. Dr. Chair, did they behave themselves? I hope they behave themselves appropriately. Okay, we're back. So, for today's stream subject, I'd like to make as a point of order, first of all, on the basis of yesterday's stream, as a quick refresh, did everybody do as instructed, read SCP-8424, try to discern the hidden anomaly that was being written about that the SCP Foundation couldn't figure out, then go to SCP Declassified on Reddit to read the breakdown of SCP-8424 so you realized what was actually happening? If you did not, then you should prepare for spoilers, because yesterday I did not spoil it, and so for the next 5 seconds, there will be spoilers. Approximately. Wait, mute it if you don't want to know, and then have a desk will tell you when to come back. Spoilers begin now. So, hey, how about those giant birds? SCP-8424 is just giant birds that are blocking out the sun and making earthquakes with their big bird steps and then eating people. That is actually pretty crazy. When I was reading that article, I did not immediately jump to giant birds, especially giant fourth-dimensional birds that we can't really see, which is why we can't figure it out. Giant fourth-dimensional black herons. SCP-8424. Very interesting. Okay, spoilers are done. To everybody who was muted for being spoiler-free, welcome back. Make sure that you read SCP-8424 and its explanation so you can get the full context of everything we just talked about that you did not listen to because you wanted to avoid spoilers. What's this about a donut costume, Dr. Sherman? Intern Zixi, I did say for the sponsorship segment, this donation goal, I will not provide any more context on the donut costume. The goal is there. 50 super chats of the teal coloration or higher, and Dr. Sherman will wear the donut costume. Oh, and I think there's a time limit. Like an hour. So yes, we will see if that happens. Now, that was yesterday's stream subject. I still have to talk about today's stream subject before I get to the donations and the general Q&A. So, today's stream subject, in case you are unfamiliar, is there is a new contest on the SCP database. Even though we are not even done reading the This Is My JamCon entries. You all SCP writers, you write too much. You write too much. I'm lying. I enjoy your work. Keep being cool and writing things. But the next contest is Group of Interest Con. Group of Interest Con on the SCP Wiki, as one would expect, is a contest about writing about the groups of interest rather than the Foundation. In teams of 3 who must submit 3 pages or more to qualify for the contest, SCP Wiki is going to have the Group of Interest contest. You may not write from the perspective of the Foundation. And as of recording this stream, which should be fully finished and complete because submissions are now closed for team submissions, they are still submitting their articles. The contest is underway. There are currently 57 teams. And each team is supposed to choose a group of interest to write about, and then write group of interest formats and or tales about their group of interest of choice. 57 teams of 3 SCP authors each. That is over 150 SCP authors. I guess technically it's over 170 SCP authors submitting for Group of Interest Con. And I will say, above all else, I do think it's very funny and a very novel way to get SCP writers to stop writing SCPs for a little bit and to get them to stop filling up the name list. The main list. Yes, I do think this is a clever way to get 171 SCP authors to knock it off writing SCPs for a minute. I mean, we opened Series 0. No, that's something different. We opened the Lost series. We have the Lost series, and we have now this contest for dear Lord trying to get us to stop filling up the main list. And just because SCP authors are very cool and clever sometimes, I just want to look at what the teams are, their contest entries, and what groups of interest they are pulling for. And so my stream subject is I'm going to sit here for a minute, go over some team names and some GOIs. And by the way, this just the first one I have to go over, actually. I got to Control F this. Sumerian! Yes, I saw you in the chat. I see, Dr. Sumerian, that your recent entry, Take Pride in Your Clown Meat, is in fact your entry, one of, if not your sole, entry for Group of Interest Con. I don't know that I realized that at the time. Also, because I'd never heard of Ortifarm Agronomics, before I read your entry. And that's actually why I want to go over this today, because I didn't know about Ortifarm Agronomics. It seems there's a lot of these SCPs, group of interest, that I don't know about. Now, Dr. Sumerian is informing me that it's because they just made up this group of interest. It is said in the contest rules that you can use this as an opportunity to make a new group of interest. So I want to go through these entries to both see what's being written about and see if we have some new group of interests being cooked up that we could get excited about. So, I do promise to get to all the donations and such once I am done, and we'll have general Q&A once I go over these contest teams. I'm not reading their entries. I'm just saying team name, what group of interest, who's on the team, because I want to see if I know them or not. And then, yeah, I think that's all. Now, every time you load up the group of interest con page, it's going to list the teams in a randomized order. That way, no one team gets first slot privilege. So, starting with team name, you've got Febris Fever. Chosen group of interest, Febris Pharmaceuticals. We have Captain Hectech with J.N. Colossus and Fluffernutter. I do not know Febris Pharmaceuticals. The only parapharmacologist I'm familiar with is Dedo, who is a lone weirdo. But okay. Next up, 5D chest with... Not chess. Chess. Not 5D chess with multi-track drifting is the team name. They are writing about the God-forsaken Chaos Insurgency. Boo! Captain Ethagon, members Prismal and Mr. Frown. 2 5D chess with multi-track drifting. That was a boo at the Chaos Insurgency in general, not about you writing for them. Have fun with your writings in the contest. Next team. Group of Ingest. Because they're writing about Ambrose restaurants. See, the team names can be very fun and clever. This is Desedron, Lightless Lantern, and Harry Blank. The next team name is 3 Queer Deer in a Trench Coat. Chosen GOI, the Order of the Sidreal Stag. We have Astral Navigator, Dr. Angel, and a white boy. A white boy. Next group, Team Bird. Writing for Alexilva University. There we go. Alexilva University. Which, I've heard their name, but I have not read anything about them. So, they're new to me. That is Captain Notgull with Cerastes and Ayers. Or Ayers. Next team is The Dead South. Writing for Valraven Corporation. Sumerian, I'm not familiar with, but are they another megacorp, or are you doing a different megacorp? You said that you were trying to bring the megacorps into the Foundation verse. I wonder what the difference is between Valraven, then. Because this is another one. I know they exist. I just don't know what they do. There's way too many corners of SCP Foundation lore. I need to do some more deep diving. That is Killer Poyo, Din Bedor, and Strange Matter as the authors on that team. Next up, Atypical Jazz Cabbage is writing about the gamers against Weed. That is Wince, Fish Queen, and Shanaktai. The gamers against Weed are getting more entries. Oh boy. Next team is Unusual Inc., writing about the Unusual Incidents Unit. Team Z-Kid Anomalous, Iker LeBron, and Non-Existent. 7. Next up is Screw the Audience Jokers, writing about Sputnik Studios. Now that has to be made up for the contest. I have never heard of Sputnik Studios. I don't have a clue about that. Captain the Awesomest Man, bold claim, with 2209L and Sylvester Prince on the team. Next up is in the contest team, Team Zero. Team Zero is writing about the National Prevention Laboratory. Again, I have no idea what that is. Is it made up for the contest? If I click on its hub, the archives. All right, at the very least, it does look like it's being written for this. It's part of Series 0 as well. Interesting. So yes, it looks like they have a total of 2 entries so far, one of which is part of the contest. So I guess they're going to be one once they finish the contest. Very nice. Next up is, and that is Demolition Derpy, Krat 26, and Animal Hospital. Hence, Series 0 affiliation, I see it. The next team is Not the Foundation copyright, writing about the SCPF Foundation. Captain Fishmaster 86 with Shapey and Abdashuvik. I really don't know what you guys are doing with the SCPF Foundation. I'm very confused. The next team is The Condiment Babies. I guess the children of the Condiment King? They're writing about Dr. Wondertainment. Oh, Dr. Wondertainment is getting some new works. Very nice. Captain Grave Creations with Henry Fuh and the Mad Stork. The next team is Bro, We're in a Furry Hospital. I'm back in the fucking furry hospital again! And they are writing about the group of interest, the Alker Hospital. Which I am not familiar with, but it looks like it might be written for this as well. It looks like this team is writing a furry hospital. Best of luck. That is Apothecary Cat 21, Ansai Evergreen, and Cookies of. Next team is the Wahoos, writing about the United Seas. Battle Cruiser, Metal Ravioli, and Top Down Under. It looks like they might be writing another group. I'm not familiar with the United Seas. We will have to see. CCC, what the United Seas can CCC. The next team is 18 Condemned Lechers, writing a group of interest called the Cult of the Brazen Heart. And I am unfamiliar with them as well. They might be new as well. This is Dr. Grimoire, Chewbacca, and Anorak. I recognize those names. The next team is the Monsters Under Your Bed, writing for the Phantasmagorium. Ampersand, Plilt, and Space Stealth. Is that another new group of interest? Are you guys just taking this opportunity to write 100 groups of interest? That would be, right. The next team name is Indonesians are the rightful claimants to Tung 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 Sahur. They're writing for the Institute of Anomalous Affairs. I'm not familiar with that group if it exists. Team is the East Indies, Phoenix of Hope, and Raijin. Quick break, because I see a question in the chat. America, I see you are heralding the donut costume goal in the chat. I will tell you that donations that are teal or higher apply to the count. Team name is Source, question mark. Writing about Parawatch. Hell yeah. Parawatch is coming. Captain of the team is Ryan, teaming up with Dappled, Dappletosaur, and Malvariki. Now, this does tell me that the Parawatch hub isn't listed, which means that's not a guarantee that the group of interest doesn't exist, because they haven't put the Parawatch hub there. I'll have to keep an eye on that. The next team name is Writing on the Berlin Wall, writing about Division 25. Again, I have no idea what that is. Is it a group of interest? Are you just making things up? Team Source. Well, that is what I would imagine. That's what I would imagine. I would require a source from you, yes. Writing on the Berlin Wall is... Or no, that's not Source. Writing on the Berlin Wall is the team. I messed that up. Gelbusht, Alnita, and Dr. Nilu, good luck with Division 25. Team name, Bob the Potato Production Studios is writing for Prometheus Labs. We're getting some robots, people. We're getting some robots. From Captain Casmic Mally with Fervent and Formidabales. Team name, Swamp Stompers Cryptid Regulatory Compliance Team is writing for the Unusual Incidents Unit. That's 2 teams for the UIU. The FBI is getting a much higher budget for this summer of anomalous containment. Wowza. That is Team Captain Paradidoo with Team H Shirshoila and Machinist 0110. Team name, a deer, a plant, and a clown walk into a library, writing for the Syndicate of Thorns. Once again, that is not one I've heard of. I do not know what the Syndicate of Thorns is. But that is Team Captain the Spiral Poet, King's Court Jester, and Demonized. The team Ghouls Ordering Carp are writing for the Global Occult Coalition. Ghouls Ordering Carp. Global Occult Coalition. You see what that is? And that is Team Captain Jamie the Epic with Costy Fishy and I Love 8335. Like a phone number. Huh. The next team name is... This is How You Lose the Time War. And they are writing about the Davites. This is Captain Lemon Sense with Dino Draws and Diogenes. This is How You Lose the Time War. And it looks like the randomizer on the page has blessed me, because the very next team is This Isn't How You Win the Time War. So This Is How You Lose the Time War is competing with This Isn't How You Win the Time War. But This Isn't How You Win the Time War is writing about the Golden Horde. And the Golden Horde is Team Dr. Lilith Sophia with Guaire, and this is Nelkin. The next team is Pure is the Engine, writing for the Church of the Broken God. Alright, the mechanists are involved. This is Team the... Leet Speak Linening, I can't read your name, Captain. But you're teamed up with Sleeping Tabby Cat and Drowning Oceans. Good job, you Leet Speak robots. The next team name is Alan Wake's American Nightmare, writing about the Oneroi Collective. This is Captain Athabwin with Sprawling Star and Imperial Does a Thing. Uninvolved in Peace is writing for the Global Occult Coalition. That is Team Astor's Quill with Synth Panda and Teal Quacks. More Global Occult Coalition on the database. The next team, a platypus? Harry the Platypus is writing for Wilson's Wildlife Solutions. Captain Dino Tails with members Doc Bubbles and Resention Project. I do like the combination of name with chosen group of interest. Very nice. The Lenin Closet is writing for GRU Division P. I get it. Russians, communism. I see what you did there. With Captain Katya Strangelove, Popsiok, and Miss Lovecraft. Good luck, Russian team. How many group of interests? There's a lot, Chaos Insurgency. But let's see who else is being written about. Team of Unusual Nature is writing for the Unusual Incidents Unit. That's another team for the UIU. Captain Arcane Treatise with Vivind and His Royal Misery. That's 3 UIU teams. Next up is Los Pollos Hermanos, writing for Febris Pharmaceuticals. So another for Febris Pharmaceuticals, who may in fact exist then. Captain Floppers with Lunar Destiny and Archangel Trip Sevens. Team name All Hail the Watcher, writing for Tamam Shud. Don't know what Tamam Shud is. Yeah, I'm very confused by it as well, Charlie. But that is Team Captain Dro Shadow with Battle Spikes and Fluffy Doggo. Good luck, Team Tamam Shud. I'll have to learn about them along the way. The next team is To Your Eternity, writing about the group of interest Endling Incorporated. No idea what that is. But it's Captain Thornberry Hill with Shirley Sterling and Augmented Helix. Our second team with a Tung Sahur reference, Tung Sahur reference, is team name Tung Sahoria. And they're writing about the group of interest Oriya, the Office for the Reclamation of Islamic Artifacts. And that is Captain Byzantophile with Pultitherian and Miscellaneous Rose. The next team on the list is the Paperboys, writing about the Wandsmen, the anomalous newspaper reporters of the SCP Foundation universe. Captain Corax D, writing with 8-Bit Breadbox and Oramus Ad. Good luck, you crazy journalists. Team name, The Power of Love versus the Power of Incredible Violence, writing about the Serpent's Hand. Captained by Lieutenant Flops, Dr. Bleep, and Industry Standard. Good luck, you snakes. Team name Throw Out the Baby is writing about the Chaos Insurgency. This is Team Captain Mossicles with Charlie Horse and Firefly. Chaos Insurgency is going to get more articles. Good for them. Team Vortut Shish Kebab is writing about the Church of the Second High Toth. For the life of me, I cannot remember what the hell the Church of the Second High Toth is about. But good luck to X-Hawk77X, Visalad, and Dreadnought Galaxy. Team Sunken Memories is writing about Sarkicism, aka the Nelka. I saw somebody say that the Sarkics weren't getting more articles. You didn't read enough of the contest page, apparently, whoever was doubting. Team name Arkland, or Team Captain Arkland with Agate and Trojan Hearse have got you covered. Thank you, Dr. Sumerian. I do agree that must be the church from after the first Hyatoth and before the third one. That does make sense. Thank you for clarifying. Next team name is Hydrogen Bomb and Two Coughing Babies, writing for a group of interest, Wellco Services. I do not know what a Wellco service is, but Team Captain Jackal Related, teaming up with DJ Cactus and 7-6 are writing for Wellco Services. Good luck, team. Team name, oh dear Lord, this is not part of the team name. I just saw what the team name is, and I'm so upset that I am rambling because I don't want to get to having to say the name of the team name, because when I have to say the name of this team name, I'm going to have to say it in a really elaborate voice, because that's just the way this team name is pronounced. You can't say it any other way. God, damn it. Okay, I guess I have to stop talking and say the thing. Coming from team name Corporate Yowinator 9000! They'll be writing about Marshall Carter in Dark. Thank you, Captain Xenoncores, Mix Sinister, and Tyra Staffer, for at the very least forcing me to say, Corporate Yowinator 9000! Even without your articles, you've at least entertained the chat. The next team on our list is RNA, Robot Nucleic Acid, writing about Ortifarm Agronomics. That would be our very present Dr. Sumerian, along with Billith and Montague, etc. The Robot Nucleic Acid team, good luck with your new group of interest. Thanks for bringing Megacorps into the Foundation. We really needed that in our fiction. Death by Ritual Immolation is writing about the Parawatch Wiki. Captain Strawberry Donnelly, Laravi the Zatu, and Dr. Blitz. Good luck writing for those creepypasta nerds. Team name 1 Trillion Skeletons is writing about the Skeleton Factory. Well, I guess they would have a vested interest in that particular group of interest, which again, I don't know if it actually exists or not, but hey, the Skeleton Factory might produce 1 trillion skeletons, so there you go. Captain Zo Zigazagazongo with teammates Posting Doge and Lotus of Shenanigans. Good luck. Team name This Could Have Been an Email is writing for Marshall Carter in Dark. Captain Plastisauce, Veery Mystical, and Vitamin Shake. Good luck. Team name Big Terry's Crew is writing for the Knights Guild. Captain Dr. Lersch, Comrade Waldo, and Mr. McGuffin. Good luck. Once again, the Knights Guild. I don't know if that exists or not. Team name Parawatchers of the Board are writing about the Parawatch Wiki. So Captain D.F. Astillo, Wayland Lawrence Pan, and Lesnock. That means that the UIU and the Parawatch Wiki are tied with 3 and 3 as the most written about groups in this set. I wonder who will challenge them for that. Also, I'm just guessing based on memory, so I might be wrong about that as well. Team name, Anomalous Video Game Nerds, are writing about GameBrothers.org. I'm not familiar with GameBrothers.org, but maybe they make anomalous video games. Suffice to say, Captain Suki Inkling, Furudo Smith, and Hopeful Heterotroph, good luck. Team name, I Don't Think This Is Waffle House, is writing for the group of interest Curious Cat Maid Cafe. Okay. And I thought we were going full weeb with the Corporate Yowinator 9000. But it turned out we could weeb harder. Captain Zubini, Angry Man, and Oboe Band Geek, good luck on your maid cafe. Team Total Parawatch Cultural Victory is now our 4th team of Parawatch Wiki writers. There we go, with Parawatch taking the lead as most written about group of interest in this contest. Captain Tactical Necromancy, with members Frank Entropy and Penumbral Choir, good luck. Team name Isles Spiceless, writing for the Institute of Anomalous Affairs. Okay, a second group for that one. There we go. Captain Themescreant with Marlon Pascalis and Machiavellian. Good luck. Team name We Live Inside a Dream for the Onerai Collective. Captain Fishes with Afro Crater and LNA Fish Truck. Good luck, team. Team name, Ruiz Duchamp Memorial County Superfund Site is writing for the Chaos Insurgency. I really thought that was going to be Are We Cool Yet? Huh. Regardless, Captain Ty Gently, you still write for the website? With a random day and when were we? Good luck. Team name Graggle Simpson Truthers are writing for Accelerate the Future. First team writing for them today. Good luck, Captain Maximilian with Mr. Toasty and Matam. Team name Public Castration is a Good Idea. Writing for Are We Cool Yet? So, you know, I wasn't expecting that, but now that I see who you're writing for, yes, I can see that being... Yes. Yes, I can see Are We Cool Yet? Ugh. Captain Trout Mask Replica with Mothman, Uksu, and Uncanny Clown. Good luck. And finally, team name Not Safe for Work Activities. Writing for Clearwater Compliance Incorporated, another group of interest that I don't know if it's real or not. But Captain Stellyfins with Boys Are Making Town and Frog McChicken, good luck on your entries and good luck to all of our contest competitors. That is a whole lot of group of interest formats and tales being written at this time, and many of which are already posted, so you can go to the contest hub on the wiki and go check out all of the entries that have already been submitted. Enjoy them, go check them out, especially during the voting segment, so that we can help these contest entries win the contest. Alright, I am now going to return to the chat, finally, and we are going to have general Q&A for the remainder of stream. Now, the Q&A will start with the donations that have come in during the long stream subject. And a reminder, we are currently 12 of the 50 required teal donations. Teal donations meaning $5 American or more, to have, and I quote, Dr. Sherman will put on the donut costume. I will not provide any more context to that, but YouTube has given us a goal feature, and we are testing it out. And so if you want to see the donut costume on me, you have approximately 22 minutes to hit this goal. Best of luck. Starting at the top of the donation charts, Affleck, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. As well as being a member, grab yourself a Frankfurter on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, why is there an anomalous recreation of Kate Ang Midas, but it's Skippy? Did you mean King Midas, but mistap is the I key next to the 8? It is. You might have meant King Midas, but also what do you mean a recreation of King Midas, but it's Skippy? Is this a mascot costume like the one at the anomalous theme park that killed all those people? Is it a Skippy that makes the articles it touches into solid gold, thereby being the epitome of greatness of the Skippy concept, helping people make the best possible SCPs, unless that means that it's working as AI, which would be bad. This is very confusing, Affleck. I need more information. CD23, thank you for your 10 months as a mobile task force captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Good morning or evening, chat. I'm putting you all in Queen Gumbus's bug jar, where she will watch over you. If you get that reference, then you are goated. Okay, it seems Agent Goose did get that reference. I did not get that reference. Foxpacks, thank you for sending a husky to the chat. I'm sure they found the doggo quite cute. Sleepless Dragon, thank you for sending a star to the chat. They are now a 1-star team. Get a little taller. There we go. Nope. Not paying attention. Silent Follower, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a Coked Zero on your way past the commissary. I support this randomness, lol. Yes, the randomness continues. Beast360, thank you for sending a hiding to the chat. I'm sure they will use it to be very sneaky as they secure, contain, and or protect. 053 the Kid, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being grabbing yourself some saltines on your way past the commissary. Hey, Dr. Sherman, I'm just checking in. Is everything going good? Everything is going good today. I have done my level best to recover from the long travel. I have done well in this. I have cleaned both my space and myself. My office is pristine. One must be in a well-organized space to one's preferences if you are going to survive and succeed in your work. Make sure you take care. Clean your room. Clean yourself. Don't stank. Rosemary, thank you for sending a star to the chat. They are now a 2-star team. New Philosopher, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some ambrosia salad on your way past the commissary. How tall are you? Dr. Theron Sherman is 6 foot tall. Shockingly tall, based on what people see inside this camera. People come up to me in person, they go, wow, I did not expect you to be so tall. Very often. Mark C, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a short stack on the way past the commissary. Why, hello there, Dr. Sherman. Would a sweet elderly blind woman instructed to never touch 096's face be able to keep that anxiety-riddled thing calm? No. No, sweet elderly blind... No. Nothing keeps 096 calm, barring the non-canon iteration of the Overcoming Shyness book from the Tenda Village, or there's one article I believe DJ knows about where 096 was quote-unquote cured, but I don't remember it at this time. Mamori, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a Blintz on the way past the commissary. What group of interest team are you on? Well, obviously I work for the Foundation. I'm not working with any of those rat bastards. Nor am I writing for the contest. Because, having time to write. Oof. Chaos Insurgency, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Get yourself a dirtied soda on your way past the commissary. Talking about groups of interests? Well, we were talking about the group of interest contest, so yes. Cannon, thank you for sending 5 100s to the chat. I am sure they will keep it 5 times as 100 at your urging. Mamori, thank you for donating again to say. I realize if we get to make groups of interest up, the Kooky Clown College isn't out of the question for a team here, I don't think. Well, it is out of the question because the contest is closed for new team entries. But that doesn't mean you cannot... anyone can make a group of interest at any time. You just need a group of authors to write articles / tales / group of interest formats about it. So, it is within reason that anyone could start to work on the Kooky Clown College. As long you'd have a struggle to keep it different from Herman Fuller Circus of the Disquieting, of course. But in the same token, I mean, with all the anomalous businesses we have, it could be said that there's a hole in the industrial landscape for clown educational services in the SCP Foundation universe. Heck, you don't even need a team. Sim, can a group of interests be written by only one person? For some reason, I thought group of interests had to have multiple authors the same way canons do. But it's possible I'm wrong about that. Chaos Insurgency, thank you for donating again to yell donut! So yes, the challenge for the donut goes strong. Good luck getting the necessary 36 remaining teal donut donations before time runs out in approximately 15 minutes. Are you MAGA? Oh, dear Lord, no. I will interrupt the donations to say no. Dear Lord, no. Absolutely not. No. Gross. Please do not associate me with SCP-5004-B again. I'll need a shower. Kitty Fly, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some beignets on your way past the commissary. Does Charlie like to play fetch with a stick that broke off of SCP-4521? Yes, I don't know if you've seen the battle practice video of the SCP-4521 chew training. But Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie, is getting ready to maul that son of a bitch tree. I'm sure it will scream for that adorable little beast. Intern Turner, I don't want to talk politics too much, but I will say that Donald Trump is a horrible person and a horrible president. Even if he were a terrible person but somehow doing good for the country, that would be one thing. But the country's getting worse, and it's because he's a terrible person. There are many things across this country that would be better if he was not president. And as Zinksy says, trans rights are human rights. Intern Turner, you are welcome to think he is the best, but you are super wrong. That's all I got to say about it. I'm not going to insult you, but I'm going to say you're wrong. Like, objectively wrong. Like, the policies that have been made are wrong. But again, this is the end of the conversation because I'm not going to get into politics. I still have a lot of donations to catch up on, and the SCP Foundation to talk about. So, let's drop this conversation. Amber, thank you for your first and second donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself some chicken fried steaks on the way past the commissary. Hope this counts as teal. Now this looks just green to me, oh well. Indeed. The green, what they call green, is apparently teal to them. I think it looks more like a mint green, but they're calling it teal. Rocky, thank you for sending sparkles to the chat. I'm sure they appreciate having to clean up yet another glitter bomb. Intern Dano, thank you for sending a 100 to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will keep it 100 at your urging. Chaos Insurgency, thank you for donating again to say, hell yeah, more CI. I think I saw something about you donating whenever the CI was mentioned during the Group of Interest contests rundown. Chaos Insurgency, do me a favor, though, and do not try to moderate the chat on Desirai's behalf. I do make it a point to call out politics when it comes up, because I make it my point that, you know, with 1 million followers on this platform, the people who do follow me should know where I stand and that it's a safe space for them. Or that it's not a safe space for them. Now, that Turner person was not rude to me in any sense of the word. So I did not need to go off on them like I do the people who call me slurs because my hair was colored. Those are the people, it is not a safe space for them to be here. I don't know many nice MAGA people, but I'm sure some exist. But they should know that this is an anti-MAGA spot because the SCP Foundation is a fairly progressive arts community. And so I make it a point to point that out every once in a while so that people know where I stand and they know that they can stand here with me or not. Mark C, thank you for donating twice again to say, I prefer the Church of the First Hiatoth. Sequels are always so-so. Yeah, okay, I can't argue with that. Dr. Sherman, how's SCP-1609? Are its daily therapy sessions helping it get over the GOC-induced nightmares? No. No, it is not. Therapy is not helping that poor wood-chipped chair. Nope. Calling you slurs over the color of your hair is insane. Yeah, right? Just because I had hair color in. People are so insecure. It is honestly hilarious. See, both because I am a large white man of very much privilege. I have a mountaintop that I can look down at these people and mock them, haha, because I'm not going to be minoritied by them. And that means that I need to stand up and punch them in their faces on behalf of the people who can't. That's what I do my best when I talk about politics here. Because I can tell them to shut the fuck up from what they perceive as their level. Even though their level is far lower than they like to claim. Disgusting, honestly. Chaos Insurgent, thank you for donating for another CI article, and thank you for donating again to say because $5. I appreciate your generosity toward this donut goal, although with 9 minutes left in this goal, I don't think that it's going to be reached. I'm checking right now. It looks like I cannot edit the goal, so I cannot extend it past its current timing. Now, what I can do is I will, out of generosity for the team, when it ends, which will be in 9 minutes, I will put on a second version of the goal for the rest of stream, which is going to be an additional 30 minutes. And I will say for Des to keep track of how many there were at the start, and then add the second goal together to see if you guys can get to 50. So we'll call that your bonus round. And I will have Desk add one more, because there was a teal right out the gate before I made the goal on the app. So technically we're just at 16. Oh, I mean 17. Wait a minute. Wait, I can't Bears said. I like that. Motherfuckers be like MAGA, is that a group of interest? Well, I wish it was, because then the SCP Foundation would be allowed to crack down on it. I hate it when terrible things are normal, and we're not allowed to act. Bothers me a bit. Brickles, thank you for sending a star to the chat. You have made them a 3-star team. Thank you for sending a jamming and a star to the chat. Oh man, that's a hilarious idea. I'm taking that. Take it and run with it, Sim. I don't know what we just inspired, but I can't wait to see it. Thank you for the jamming. I'm sure they enjoyed the Jamiroquai Cat and the star, bringing them to a 4-star team. You also sent them some doubloons, 5 doubloons. So I'm sure they appreciate the doubloons. You also sent 4 more doubloons, 9 doubloons. And Rocky sent a star. So now you have a bunch of doubloons to spend, and you're a 5-star team for the first time in this stream. Congratulations, Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Meanwhile, Mark C, thank you for donating in to say, Dr. Sherman, how about the Institute for Clownery Protections as the new GOI? I see what you did there, Mark C. I see what you did there with the Institute for Clownery Protections. The ICP? Really? Good reference. Very funny. I'm not mad or... I am happy. This is just my face. Mark C, thank you for donating in to say, Dr. Sherman, what is your favorite style of dance to perform your cover job? Samba, line, tango, classical, salsa, and dip? Well, you can dip in any dance. Although salsa and dip implies chips. I'm going to have to say my favorite is The Hustle. If only because it gets the most use to modern day music. Most pop music can also be disco danced to. So I get the most practice at it. Chaos Insurgency, thank you for donating again to say, just because I can. Well, thank you for that, and for pushing the donut costume goal a little bit higher. Now, we are currently, as a time check, at 60 minutes of stream, with 5 minutes remaining in the goal. Furthermore, yeah, general Q&A time. General Q&A. So, what do we got going on, people? Hey, Dr. Sherman, good news. Good news, everyone! My gift for your birthday is finally ready. You now have your very own character tag on the SCP Wiki. What? You did it! Now I've got to go to the Wiki. What? SCP Wiki. So, I guess I'll go to SCP-7777 because I know I'm in that article. I could have just gone to 049. I'm in that. It's the first one. Think, Sherm, think. Suffice it to say, I'll scroll to the bottom of the SCP Wiki entry for SCP-777. We'll check the tags. Chaos Insurgency, Computer, Director Bold, Director Graham, Dr. Sumerian, Dr. Sherman! Ow, ow! Who is tagged in 10 pages on the SCP database. Dr. Lovelace's Render Gallery, Radiger's Toon Zone Part 2 Electric Boogaloo, SCP-049, SCP-6969-J, codenamed The Joke is Sex. I am so perturbed! How dare you! Ah! Why? Why is it? How is it? I don't know what SCP-7310 is. SCP-777 we just came from. Some Dr. Sherman fan art. Site-19 security data. What did I do at Site-19 on Halloween? And then Zal Cryptid's Art Hub. Okay. Well, 90% of that is awesome. 90% of it is great. Intern Verity, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. I have now returned to chat. Oh, and DJ, thank you very much for your efforts in this. It is much appreciated and a very unique birthday gift. It's actually kind of crazy. Gonna have to ruminate on that for a minute. Okay, I've recovered from the excitement. Mark C, thank you for donating again to say. Dr. Sherman, thank you for the information. I now know what style of dance to make PS2 you do next. Have you checked the media yet? Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord. I'm going to be very upset by this, aren't I? Do, 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 do. I tried to play a video on my computer terminal. And of course it made everything crash. Is it going to work? No, it's not going to work. Because I need the budget from the overseers for a new terminal. Let's try it like this. Oh, I'm going to need to put this back one song. Okay, does it have a sick beat? I'm so smooth. Both with my sweet, sweet dance moves and in texture. Dang. About to drop SCP-3688, the safety dance, on the chat. Good work, Marksy. Dag, yo. Chaos Insurgency, thank you for donating again to say one step closer to donut. Marksy, thank you for donating again to say, Mwahaha, the cognitohazardous virus embedded in the video files now found itself onto Foundation terminals. I knew that one day one of you would try to send a virus through my terminal. It's a good news that this particular terminal is so crappy because of the safeguards that are implemented on it, slowing it down to a crawl, but at the very least, it's barely usable, and it stops your plans from working. It also sends back a cognitohazard of dubious harm to your terminal, so best of luck. You just might want to brick that before turning it back on. What's your favorite MTF? Well, Intern SD, right now stocks are very high on Vivian Wilson and Fayewen Wilson of Wilson's Wildlife Solutions. So, MTF Wilsons are doing real well right now, both on our pataphysical narrative level and the higher pataphysical narrative level above us. Oh, but if you're talking about mobile task forces, then obviously my favorite is Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename The Signal Boosters. That's you guys. Researcher Marksy, thank you for donating again to say, man, why'd you turn my bones into honey? Well, yes, that's where I need the bees in the bone hive to live. You're the new test subject for the Bone Hive, SCP. So enjoy your time with the Bone Hive. As outlined in your tech briefing, Dr. Sherman, the terminal is sufficient to perform your daily duties and no further. If you didn't file 3 dozen complaints a day, then we would stop freezing it. But it could do a little more. It could go a little faster. Start writing Bone Hive document if you want your bones back. Intern Corwin. What are you talking about? We already have a Bone Hive. SCP Bone Hive. That is SCP-439. The Bone Hive. The Hive of Bones. The Bone Hive. SCP-439, the Bone Hive. Chaos Insurgency, thank you for donating again to say, we're hacking into Site 19's control room. We send our regards. Signed, the Chaos Insurgency. Oh, you think the defenses on my terminal are bad? You do not want to know what Site 19's terminals are going to do to you. You'll wish your bones were turned into honey. Best of luck. Desk, have you been keeping track of the donations since the goal ended? Because the goal has, timer is ended, so I don't know when it was where it was. I hope you're keeping track, Desk. 22. Okay, it seems like Desk is keeping track. And with 19 minutes left on the clock, it's still looking like that's a hard-fought goal to get to, because it's 28 more to make it to Donut Costume. I will say, if you manage to get the goal in the 20 minutes remaining of stream, then I will do you the extra favor of running stream 30 minutes longer. That way I don't just put on the Donut Costume and then end stream. I will, in fact, run stream a little longer so that the comedic effect of the Donut Costume is well appreciated. Why do you have a donut costume? Intern Journey of Games, I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the stream, but I strictly said, no context. $6969 makes me hella uncomfortable, low-key. Yes, so I just had an idea for an extension of 6969 the other day. An extension of 6969. So, for those who are unfamiliar, SCP-6969 is... What's the title of it again? The End of Sex? Or The Joke is Sex? I think it's End of Sex. Or no, End of Sex is -J. The Joke is Sex is... frickin' A. Series 7. 6969. Yes, so SCP-6969's codename is The Joke is Sex. And the anomaly involved here to describe it. SCP-6969 is the designation for a thaumaturgic biological process which occurs during ejaculation. When a human being attempts to discharge, whether during the process of intercourse or more commonly not, zing. A series of internal thaumaturgic processes occur within the individual's genitalia, affecting the entire body. Over the duration of approximately 2 seconds, the affected subject will enter and experience a causal time loop, repeatedly beginning at the moment of ejaculation and lasting a short period of time. No changes to the subject's physiology are preserved between time loops, save for 2 factors. 1, the activity of the nervous system, and 2, sperm's genetic composition where applicable. Upon conclusion of an unknown number of repetitions, the causal time loop ceases, and a secondary thaumaturgic effect activates. The secondary effect resets the nervous system to the state it was when the loop began, allowing for the seamless transition of pre- and post-orgasm states by resetting memory. Following this, anomalous activity relating to SCP-6969 ceases. Research suggests that affected individuals may experience a subjective time of anywhere from 16 days to roughly 73 quintillion years every ejaculation. And we did a counter spell to deactivate the process that nullifies the effects on your nervous system. And the subject who ejaculated without that protection immediately liquefied their nervous system. And so it did not go well for them. We also did other things to futz with the ritual, and I mean, we had people disintegrate upon ejaculation. It is a, we also made it so someone could remember the time loops. That didn't go well either. And so, yes, you can read the rest of the SCP-6969 article if you want further details into what has happened there. Intern Zinksy. I apologize if you feel uncomfortable with the subject matter, but do remember the SCP Foundation is an adult horror community with lots of sex stuff and lots of gore. So this is kind of a, you got to take care of yourself on this. Once you heard me talking about it, I would have hoped that you had turned off and waited for Desk to say something. Because, yes, one must take responsibility to abdicate your presence with these subjects. This is the first time I am seeing you say anything about this. Best of luck. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves, everyone in chat. Because, yeah, some subjects will come up from time to time. And especially because I'm not done talking about it. Because I was telling you all that to give you context for what I thought about recently. So, the reason I told you what SCP-6969 does, or is because I had a terrible idea for a funny addition to it that would take place in a tale or even create a joke group of interest, which is a group of essentially the opposite of no-fap YouTubers who make all their money grifting on trying to get people to stop masturbating for reasons that only equate to, hey, give me money for supplements instead. But instead, this group is not NoFap. What they have done is they have altered the thaumaturgical ritual of SCP-6969 in a manner that they can remember the time loops, and they can utilize the time loops to learn things like the Matrix. And they'll sell you the way to do it for 3 easy payments of $49.99. And so it's like the opposite of incel behavior. It is the opposite of no-fap behavior. It is the monks of the fap. The fap lightening. The enlightening fap. That is what this group of interest does. So yes, that is just an idea I had pinging around my head for how to take the joke of SCP-6969 even further. Of course, that would be if I had time to write it. Alright, now the subject is over. Chaos Insurgency, thank you for donating again to say we create logic out of illogic. You do that. Seems sus to me. Intern Ravtar, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself some Borg on your way past the commissary. What are some writing tips you have for beginners? I'm currently drafting my first article and a bit stumped with dialogue. So when it comes to dialogue, what I would best do is think of it, talk out the conversation, and consider the motivations people have in the scene for what they're trying to get out of the conversation. So on one hand, you can just ping-pong back and forth between what people are saying, but what that ends up being is a very bland conversation where I want that ball. Well, I am closer to the ball. Will you please hand me that ball? Yes, I will hand you the ball. And everything is very surface level. What you start doing is you start thinking about, okay, what are the motivations of the people involved in the conversation? Does person A want the ball, but person B doesn't actually want them to have the ball? And so person B is pretending like they're going to give them a ball, but actually they're lengthening the conversation until guards show up for person A. And so, consider what people are trying to accomplish with the conversation, and then write the dialogue as if they're trying to accomplish those goals. I'll also go with Dr. Sumerian. Here's my biggest generic tip. Read as many successful SCPs written in the last month as you can. That's very good advice, because if you're reading the SCPs that succeed and stay on the wiki, you are reading what fulfills the writing standards of the SCP wiki, which means the voting public of the SCP wiki will probably approve of it. And so especially go through the newly posted SCPs, see what has fairly high upvote totals for being a newer article, and then especially seek out if they have dialogue in them, and see what the dialogue's like. New Philosopher, thank you for donating again to say, do you like that one of the lesser used alternate names for Generation Y is Echo Boomers? Well, I've never heard of that. I don't particularly have an opinion on it at this time at first glance. Now I'm thinking about it, where's Gen Y in relation to Gen X, in relation to millennials? Because obviously Gen Y is before Gen Z, but we had Gen X, and then when are millennials and Gen Y? I'm not familiar with Gen Y. But would they be Echo Boomers? Because they'd be the Boomers would be further back. I am rather confused by this concept. I see a bunch of people saying the Gen Y is millennials, including Agent Goose over there. I don't see that. I hear that. But then, why would we be called Echo Boomers? I don't understand the meaning of that then. Now I've got to look up the term Echo Boomer and see what they mean by that. Echo Boomer. That's not right. That's not. It's just because we're the children of the baby boomers? Yeah. Then no, I don't like that, and I think it's a stupid name. It's meaningless. Even more meaningless than generational meanings are meant to be in the first place.
Boomers are the most selfish generation. They had to make us about them.
Because we're after boomers? I don't know. Well, we're not after boomers, intern Brooks, because Gen X is after boomers. There's other generations after boomers before us.
Everyone forgets Gen X. They're the forgotten generation.
Chaos Insurgency, thank you for donating again to say. Found 173 in the middle of nowhere in Texas. Well, don't blink until security gets there so you can put it in a box and ship it back. Don't know how it got out there. Don't appreciate that. Mark C., thank you for donating again to say, I can't believe I went from level 1 researcher to Euclid test subject. All because I tried to spread a virus that modifies your screen to burn an after image of SCP-7-2. I hate this shit. Oh. Oh. Into your eyeballs. Didn't even work. Stupid sloppy code. Now I wish I sent something worse than the bone hive after you. Didn't even know that was what was on the line. Dr. Sherman, do you already have made a video on how you do your pen spinning? Intern Crossbow, yes, there is a pen spinning tutorial on this channel. What happens if you put 173 in the Fountain of Youth? Intern Shoot. It is a concrete statue. It does not have youth. It is a rock. Nothing happens. Intern Calzone, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a purple drink on your way past the commissary. My research department recently sent you an email regarding the Dead by Daylight entity. Hope it helps. Well, that thing's rather dangerous, so it'll be good to have more research. Wolf, thank you for sending sparkles to the chat. I'm sure they appreciate cleaning up yet another glitter bomb. Intern Breekles, you're asking what is SCP-6969? I literally just explained it, much to the displeasure of many in chat. Go read the document if you want more information. Saw a Ko-Fi notification. Let me make sure I don't forget that. Amber, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. No, it's not your first donation. Let me catch that up again. Thank you for your first Ko-Fi of today's stream. Ko-Fis, as you know, only take 3% of your donation as a service charge, while YouTube Super Chats take 30% of your donation for Google itself. So you make your donation further by going through Ko-Fi, and we appreciate it. Ew, donating by Super Chat makes me itch. Let this count. Yes, Amber, I will say, Desk, add one more to the count. We will count that. Although, we are currently 2 minutes until the end of stream and 21 away from the goal. So it looks like we will not be reaching that goal of 50 today. But research has been made into A, how to properly utilize the YouTube donation goal thingy to set goals for donations. B, we now understand a little bit about what will happen if we do so. And C, I guess we will hold on to the donut costume until a further date. How is this man not tired of heading to cons? Intern Journey of Games, I do believe you might have misread the stream title. It is Group of Interest Con as in a contest on the SCP Wiki. It is not another convention yet. What flavor is the donut? Now, even though I said no context, I do find it funny, with 1 minute left remaining in stream, to inform you that the donut costume is a vanilla donut with pink frosting and multicolored sprinkles. You say yet like going to another con is the threat. Well, Intern Alien Mint, I say that in no such way, because going to cons for the last couple of weeks was pretty darn cool. Meeting with other creators and SCP Foundation fans and Site42 fans. It was very neato-frito, and in fact, if you have a convention you would like to see Dr. Sherman at, make sure to email them and say, hey, there's this YouTuber we think you should invite. Because, hey, if they invite me and they're going to pay for room and board and flight, then that makes it much more likely I'll go to the convention. Will Fan Art Friday be extra early tomorrow, or are you taking another day off, or will it be speedran again? Great question, DJ, because we're doing a extra credit Fan Art Friday, because we've missed several Fridays. The good news is that for my cover job, I do get to go in 1 hour later. So that will allow Fan Art Friday to be longer, allowing for us to get through the massive bevy of art that I just refreshed the email and to see so many entries. I will also try to start a little earlier, but no guarantees on that. So I will try to start earlier, but regardless, it will be a longer Fan Art Friday. Notorious Gaming, thank you for your 10 months as a Mobile Task Force Captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service, and hey, it's been a minute. Hope you've been doing well. Evening, Doc. What we say is the hardest SCP to contain? Teleporters. Fucking teleporters. Annoying as hell. Just the concept of teleporters. New Philosopher, thank you for sending a hiding to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will accept the boost to their stealth skill temporarily. But Site 42 staff, that is the end of today's stream. And as I do at the end of every stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. But of course, I'm not going to tell you my favorites, the ones I personally wrote. That would be sheer narcissism. But you can read the ones I wrote on the Sherman's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can read the SCPs I wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects too. And while we are on my author page, one tab over, you'll find a list of links. Links that people ask about very often in chat, but then when I tell them this big hint on where the link is, they just aren't smart enough to get it. So sad for them. But not for you, because you are smart enough to find those links. I believe in you, Containment Hazard Assessment Team. And when you find those links, you'll have the option to become a Patreon patron or YouTube channel member of Site 42 to help us out with donations monthly. You can do a Ko-Fi or a YouTube Super Chat and donate to us one at a time, rather than monthly. Either way, direct donations are the quickest way to help out Site 42, whether it's for the projects we make, the conventions we go to, the field missions, or helping the staff keep the lights on. And we thank you for your generosity if you are able to do so. If you are not able to do so because you're part of the Broke Gang, do not fret. You can also help us out by being a member of Mobile Task Force Site 42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. When you like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, make memes, fan art, shitposts, edits, out-of-context compilations, and not just of us at Site 42, but also the SCP Foundation projects we support, like the SCP Wiki and its authors and artists, the SCP filmmakers, game devs, animators, podcasters, merch makers, etc. We get bigger and better SCP projects when we give them the algorithmic love, and so we thank you for your service, Mobile Task Force Site 42, codename the Signal Boosters. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-08-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5715, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on the last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 399-304-308-J, Spooky-J, 531-575-3089. Content warning on the last one to read. So, Site 42 staff, this has been another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. Hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Wear my badge. A vinyl sticker with big block letters adherent to my chest that tells your new friends I am a visitor here. I am not permanent. The only thing keeping me dry is you seem so out of context in this gaudy apartment complex. A stranger with your door key explaining that I'm just visiting, and I am finally seeing that I was the one worth leaving. Why I was the one worth leaving. DC sleeps alone tonight. The credit song is The District Sleeps Alone Tonight by the Postal Service. Be safe, be well, Site42 staff, and as always, secure, contain, protect. See you in the next video or stream.